Alright folks, once again it's your boy Jakari, Twisted Hammer Gaming, and finally, after long last, I finally can actually profile this deck. This is a deck that I've been tinkering with for a while. I've had the idea. I made this deck once before, and due to some unfortunate circumstances prior to myself and Twisted starting the channel, this deck and a bunch of other ones I no longer have. I've since remade everyone but this one. Luckily this one cost me the least amount of money to make, because a lot of the extra deck I already effing had. A third of the main deck I already had. So this is a deck that I like to call the Eyes Habit. And the essential theme of this deck, the main and the extra, and then when I can finish constructing it, the side, are cards that have the word eyes in it, or eye. So the side deck, I will tell you right now, does have number 11 Big Eye. I just didn't put them in the main because I couldn't find the copy one of the 3 copies that I have. But it is what it is. The only eyes I can tell you right off the top that you won't see is the regular level 3 Big Eye, because it doesn't work with this deck. And anything with eyes of blue and blue eyes, or azure eyes, or things tying to blue eyes I don't have in here. That's gonna be another deck, because I'm trying to build a photon blue eyes deck. So galaxy eyes, galaxy eyes ain't in here either. I mean, the majority of this deck is level 7. The hell did you expect? It would not have worked in this deck at all. So I could not justify putting anything Galaxy Eyes in this deck, main or extra, because level 8, and this is majority level 7 with the exception of this and like 2 other cards, maybe 3. But let's get started. So first, uncopy All Eyes Phantom Dragon. Yeah. One copy of Cash Dragon Legionnaire. Come on now, you should have figured that was gonna happen. The majority of this damn deck is dark. And yes, I can get the pendulums in the graveyard. It's not hard to do. But I also have non-pendulum monsters in this deck besides Legionnaire that facilitate the requirements for his summoning and the dark effect. So, and then if I get him in the grave with 2 darks, then I get both. I get the mix bag effect. So 2 Chrono, 1 Destrudo, and then from there we switch to the Odd Eyes and Supreme King Dragon part of this deck. So you should have seen this coming. Triple Arc Pendulum Dragon, triple Pendulum Dragon, and yes, that is the Platinum Secret Rare. Yes, I know people hate that printing with a passion. It's the reason it's in the deck. 2 Persona, 1 Phantasma, and 1 Phantom. And no, this deck isn't 40 cards. It's more than that. I'll tell you that now. It ain't 60 though. 1 Performable Power Odd Eyes Dissolver, one Performer Pal Odd Eyes Synchron. And then, if you knew, since the theme is The Eyes Have It, you should probably guess what the next 4 cards are going to be in this deck. That's right, folks. You know them, you love them. 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon, and 1 copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I told you should have seen that coming. And then, you know, the 1 Dark Worm and the 1 copy of Infinity. I got enough 0 scales in this deck. I don't need Supreme King Gate 0. I needed another extremely high scale, so something above 8, because a lot of the Odd Eyes monsters are either 4 or 8. So one Time Gazer to go with the Chronos, and then 2 Genji Magician. And then that is actually it for the monsters. The biggest part of where this deck is lacking is draw power, not necessarily the surging. So, triple Allure because the majority of the deck is dark. I do not run the Pot of Desires in this deck. Should have seen that coming. And I don't run Desires in this deck simply because I run too many 1-ups that some of the 1-ups are actually quite vital and make stuff bricks in this deck. So, Double Shrine, one of the funnier additions, Dragon's Mirror. You should have seen that. Come on now, you saw the, if you saw the top card on the extra deck, it's goddamn 5-headed dragon. Come on now, let's be real. Triple Duelist Alliance, Foolish, Odd Eyes Fusion, Triple Return of the Dragon Lords, Triple Sky Iris, Triple Spiral Flame Strike, and the last spells are Triple Super Poly. And then the only trap in this deck, and it's in here primarily for Graveyard Recursion, Jar of Avarice. And that is a card that I was talked into putting in here by my boy Puma, because originally I was running 2 of those and 2 Transmigration Prophecies, which you guys know is one of my biggest trademarks. But I'm not. When I was going from 60 to 50, I had to take the majority of that out, because then I'd have to run the Pot of Desires in here, and this deck, like I said, lacks draw power. So it lacks draw power heavy. So let's see. For the extra deck, we have 5-headed dragon, Vortex, Starving, Zark. For the links, we have Darkness Metal, which I don't know why this shit's out of order. There we go. Appaloosa. Yeah, you really can't run a Pendulum deck without an Electromite. Heavenly Spears. And then the last link is IP Masquerena. I didn't want to put the Ghost Rare in here, and I can't really remember where the secrets are, so you get the gold rare version of that. And yes, I know that bugs you, it bugs me for looking at it, but that was the only one I could find. Savage, Dragster, and because I really just couldn't find Red Dragon or Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, I do want Scarlight, and then 2 copies of that one, the Absolute. That's Absolute Dragon. Like I said, the side deck tends to end up being, I can do a full switch on the side deck to the extra deck, because side deck is nothing but extra deck monsters anyway. So the Abyss goes in here, the Abyss is in the side, the Meteor Burst is in the side, the third Odd Eyes Absolute is in the side, number 11 is in the side, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon is in the side at 1. The Blackluster Soldier of Chaos is in the side. Even though I could main that because, sweet Jesus, I mean, how many 7s and higher are in this main deck? I rest my case. Hell, how many 8 and 7s are higher in the extra deck? I rest my case. So yeah, he's not hard to play in this deck. In fact, he's actually one of my more favorite cards to play in this deck. It's just that I don't have it readily available. I think it's sitting with my zombie deck actually. The deck that I usually, like I said, I use the most. This deck is probably the deck I use the 3rd most right now. If the deck changes, I will reprofile it. I am probably going to be highly funny with this deck and take this to the PPG Invitational and play it in the LCQ, just because I want to play it. Y'all know I don't take tournament play seriously. I go into tournaments to have fun and fuck with people. That's literally my goal. So that's going to be that. When everything, once that event is over, once I finish the LCQ, you might actually see more deck profiles from other people, not named me. It's part of the reason why I'm going to the LCQ, is to work, have a little fun, get some profiles done, and get some profiles shot by other duelists. There are some that I know. I hope Isaiah is going to be there, because I would love to link up with him and his dad again. They were real cool the last time I saw him. I've never been in touch with him since, fortunately. Yeah, that was it for this profile. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Jakari, Twisted Nightmare Gaming. Y'all have a good one.